Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another great video. Today, I'm going to show you and kind of discuss or go over my trades for the day that I posted over on our Discord community. If you're not a current member, okay, because people ask me how can they join the Discord, just find the link to the Discord down in the description portion of this video. Scroll down, go down to the description portion of the video and click on the Discord link. Okay, invite yourself in. Now, we have a great community filled with tons of members that are like myself. I post my screenshots of my entries that I take on a daily, my trades, as well as other community members. And this is what you see right here in front of me, and which I'm looking at is the Discord. All right, for our channel here on Futures Trading with Mike. Okay, and if you're not a current subscriber, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click on the subscribe button in the video. I believe the subscribe buttons now are black. I don't know if they're red anymore. But anyways, find the subscribe button, click on subscribe, and make sure to turn all your post notifications on so you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel. Now, I definitely want to start off by giving thanks to everyone who shows positivity, who comments on the videos, and just give me share with me all your love when it comes to and thanking me for the content that I'm actually pushing out here, trying to aid and help fellow traders along, beginner traders or even intermediate style traders, whatever the case is, and maybe you're even a professional trader that's just following the channel and watching because you want to pick up some additional information that may be privy to you, as well as maybe gaining an edge when it comes to supply and demand, because that's how I trade. Okay, I'm not primarily a support and resistance style trader. I'll look for pullbacks to key areas where there's aggressive buying or selling at. So if you don't know anything about supply and demand, or if you do, you found the right video. And I basically show you how I trade supply and demand. So I have tons of videos here on the channel packed with loads of valuable content and lots of trade breakdowns or live trade sessions as well. All right. So, but in this video here, like I said, I want to show you some of the trades that I took today. May not be each and every one, but first and foremost, what I want to talk about in this video as well are things that I just do not do when I'm trading. Okay, I try my best to stay away from doing the things I'm getting ready to mention. And number one, that's really being failing to wait for rejection when I'm trading. Okay, so if the market gets back to a key demand zone, say for example, lots of traders miss out on opportunities because they let FOMO step in, the fear of missing out. And I primarily, have overcome that, that fear piece. When I see a high probability setup, I am jumping and engaging in the market. Once I get the rejection, now I'm not just taking a trade. As soon as the market gets back to my zone, I want to see it do something. I want to see it reject that zone. It has to show me with tons of interest that it does not want to push any lower and take out or break through an area of demand. I want to see it turn back around and start to show me that it has interest in moving higher. So I will not simply just jump into a trade. I want to see the rejection take place at my key zone. Okay. I also do not second guess my trade entries. If I am into a trade, because let me say this, when I'm into a trade, I typically start to very quickly analyze what's taking place in front of me the moment that the trade is engaged. Once I'm in that position, okay. If that market, if it hit an area of demand and starts to come back against me, and I've talked about this before, candles start to close to the downside, red one after another, I'm getting out the market. I'm gonna exit, okay? I rather exit my trade position, okay, with a minimal loss, all right, and this is to all traders out there, versus allowing the market to come back full against me and rush my, if I have a hard stop on, okay, or even a mental stop, all right. You have to know when to get out soon enough or exit that trade so you can protect your capital. Bottom line, the end goal for all traders is to protect your capital. All right, understand that. All right, so I don't second guess my trades. Once I'm into the trade, if it's not going quick enough in my direction, then I just get out. Okay, and I wait for the next opportunity to unfold. That looks like a great high probability setup, and then I'll get back into another trade. All right. Even if you make a small little loss, just exit and then look for the next trade, setup to get into to cover that small loss, to make it back up, and then to make some more money into profit. Okay. The very next thing and the last thing I want to talk about is trading every zone that you see. You know, there are so many traders, especially beginner traders, they always feel like they have to be clicking on that mouse, entering with hotkeys, whatever the case is, just always entering into a position within the market. Please, I'm telling you today, please stop doing that. Okay? Be patient. That's probably the single most damaging things that happen to traders is they're just not patient enough. They don't take the time to really think logically, think rationally, look at the market as a whole and analyze what's going on. All right, and you have to. If you've got to be able to see what's taking place, or you're just not going to succeed and you're going to blow your accounts. Okay, so don't trade every pullback. Look for high probability setups. And on my channel, I've talked about in so many videos about high probability setups. That's the things that you'll find if you choose to become a member, subscribe to the channel, become loyal to the channel, want to understand and grasp supply and demand and how I trade it. And I'm not telling you you have to learn from me. I'm just, you know, if you tend to want to follow this channel and watch the videos and take your notes and use the videos as a tool to, you know, as a mentor in a sense. The videos will help guide you in a sense. You'll pick up things. Look, there are tons of members here that are part of this channel, which are community members. If you don't believe me, just come over to the Discord, join, and ask fellow members that are already part of the team here, you know, how much they've learned. Has the channel really helped them? Have the videos helped them? Have I primarily helped them by the tools and the things as far as information that I put into the content, into the videos? Has it helped them? All right. And, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here because I want to show people how to fish versus just, you know, just giving it to them. All right. It's better to show someone how to do something than just, you know, handing or holding their hand along the way every single way. Okay. Just break things down for them, you know, engage with them, instruct them, or show them how to do something. And, you know, it's either those are going to be interested or going to take notes and practice and practice and practice, or they're just going to really just not really hear what you're saying, and then it's just going to fall to the wayside. So we have a bunch of team members or community members that have followed the channel religiously, have picked up on and through watching the videos, and have thanked me for all the content that I've created and pushed out in the videos. So if you don't believe me, please ask some of the fellow members here in the Discord community. Join. That's all you have to do. You know, it don't cost you anything to join the Discord, and just engage with the members here in the community. So ask them, how has the videos, how has this channel here, Futures Trading with Mike, helped them out? Now, enough with that. I'm just wanted to talk to you about some of the things that I just tend not to do, okay? Because they stand in my way or become barriers to my own personal trading. Now, let's talk about some of the trades that I took today. All right, first and foremost is this trade that I took into the overnight session. Now, I had to hold it, okay, into the overnight session, but we are already bullish and have been bullish, so you have to look for what opportunities to go long, okay? Now, simply put, I looked at my 12 range chart, and on my 12 range chart, I saw, let's go ahead and show you now. I saw where the market at the end of the session yesterday, okay, didn't want to push higher after making these equal highs. Now, I always talk about this. What's at the top of equal highs? Buy stops, liquidity, all right? So the market didn't want to engage, okay, or show any greater push to the upside, you know, after kind of pushing down here, okay? After it came up here and made these equal highs here, it could have set itself up and started to show that there was still interest to push higher, and it didn't at the moment, okay? Towards the end of closes yesterday, all right? So the market came down, it broke to this area here of support here, and then it ran lower, okay? And I did take a small little scalp trade towards the close of yesterday to go short, and my aim was to aim for these lows right here, okay? Because that's a sell stops resting right there where there's liquidity resting now. But what I saw was that after price cleared this area of support right here, grabbed this liquidity, was that price moved lower and tapped into this fair value gap, okay? Understand, imbalances, which are also called gaps, are very highly powerful areas or things, or just areas within the market that you should really learn about, okay? Because something's going on in these zones, not zones, but at these areas, all right? They're left behind, okay? And there's reasons, why imbalances rest where they do, or why you see imbalances or gaps within the market, okay? And the market's always going to go back to those areas at some point. It may not be immediately, but it has to fill in those areas, okay? All right, and it's our goal as retail traders to kind of follow the footprint of the banks or institutions and look to see what they're trying to do, okay? Their game of chess, what they're trying to do, their aim is, and trade with them, okay? So I saw price come back to this area, okay? It came to this imbalance or gap right here, and I saw price reject, okay? But my mind frame was already in a bullish stance, okay? Already knew the market was moving and trending to the upside. So what I waited for, let's go back to the Discord, to the actual trade, was for a swing, may want to call it a bullish swing, or a little market shift to the upside. Meaning price basically came down, okay, on that 12 range I showed you. It tapped into that fair value gap. Now this small little area, this right here, this chart right here is a 4 range chart, okay? So I scaled down from my 12 range after price tapped into the fair value gap. I started to identify at that place there what was taking place, okay? Now this small little area right here, this was a price breaking structure, clear a small area of liquidity right here. So I saw what price took liquidity out, right? All right, and I knew we were bullish, and it tapped into a fair value gap off the 12 range chart, okay? So I looked for price to do what? I looked for price to show me some interest that it wanted to move higher. So it broke above, took out the small little area structure here in the 12 range, the 4 range chart. And once it did that, I looked for a pullback back down to now where we have an area of demand at, right here on the 4 range, okay? This happened into the overnight session. I got into the trade. I placed my mental stop, or a hard stop if you want to, back here at 83, not 53, 83. And I was aiming for this area of liquidity right here, equal highs, okay? On the 4 range. And look what it did. Got in here, ran up, boom, exit, got out right here. I got out a little bit before I set my TPs or my profit targets right here around close to, 89 or 88 and a half, whatever case it was. And price came up here and took out and cleared that area of liquidity right before the London session, okay? That was the first trade, okay? You have to look for things like that. If we're bullish on the higher time frame, look for opportunities or trade setups to do what? To go long. Now let's talk about the second trade, okay? Got into it late, way too late. But it still was, I saw that there was still interest. This was prior to the market, which was the New York session, opening at 9:30 Eastern time, okay? All right, if you're Central, then maybe 8:30. If you're out in the West somewhere, California, then, 6:30. Whatever the case is, or somewhere across the globe. Don't know your zone, but the U.S. session or New York session opens 9:30 Eastern time here in the States, okay? Now, what I'm trying to say here is that this right here was into the overnight session. And I saw these equal highs right here, okay? And I saw that price was showing lots of interest to still do what? Push higher, okay? Even on the 12 range chart, I still see, even though it broke lower right here and took out this area of support, look, there still was not, a follow-up with swings to the downside, meaning price making a low, lower high, swing to the downside. So it was still showing me that we had interest to go higher, okay? Or that we still had interest we're still bullish, okay? Now, after price made this low right here and we got this run back to this upside, this rally here, price pulled back, okay? And when it pulled back after making this interest higher, I said, okay, it pulls back to this area right here pretty much, okay? And to me, I'm starting to look at the lower time frame to try to get an entry setup, okay? But if I strictly look at my 12 range chart, I can still understand what's going on here. They're just running stops below. Took out sell stops here. And remember what I talk about? Price is always trying to tap into areas of liquidity. It's going to take those areas out. That's the goal of the banks or institutions. They, one way or one end or the other, want to run buy stops or sell stops because they know that's where areas of liquidity are at. They came down, took out this area here. This was pretty much a trap right here if you were trying to go long because they came down and ran sell stops, okay? Those traders that were going long in this area here or even engaged in going long right here got stopped out. They turned the market back around. they had interest to go higher. The pullback right here, you can consider this to be, you know, a really a defined order block or demand zone in a case. Now, we didn't primarily break any structure on the 12 range, but if you look up at your 4 range, you're probably going to see where we're breaking structure to the upside, okay? All right, but you got to know that we're still bullish, okay? So when I saw this interest to go higher, pull back, pretty much come back and tap into this area right here, I told myself if we get a breakup candle to the upside, I'm going to go long and look for a price to engage or look for price to have interest in taking out and run the highs. And that it did. It did. You see, that's why I put my TP right there, because I was looking for price to come out and take the highs. Now, my entry should have been right here at I'm looking at this 87. What's this 80? I say 80, 88, 89 area, okay? Now I got in way too late. I got in at 91, almost 92, okay? Because I wasn't in front of my charts at that time, but I still saw that we had interest in price. What price was trying to do was aiming for this area right here. So I'm telling you that the interest point should have been around 88 or 89, and you would have picked up. Let's see, what did it do? It went up there to 95, possibly 96, sitting up here. Let's say 95. Okay, so you pick yourself up 5-6 points right there, pretty easy. Okay, so that was my second trade. That's what I was aiming for, was a price to clear out these buy stops or areas of liquidity at the top right here. All right, now this trade here, again, this is a screenshot of my trade, or you can go over to the Discord and see the trades. This trade here is off the NASDAQ. Now, most times everybody knows that who follows the channel, I'm an E-mini or ES trader, okay? I trade the E-mini S&P 500, you know, or if you trade the MES, that's fine too. But most times I trade the MES, but I, you know, with the summertime conditions, volume kind of low, because, you know, it's just summertime. You know, sometimes you have to look over at additional markets, and I do have my charts of the NASDAQ on another monitor, and I do, you know, from time to time look at it, but my primary focus on market is the ES. But what I saw here was a breaker structure, okay? Market ran higher, breaker structure, taking out the highs right here, okay? This is a area of structure right here that was created. The market goes up here, takes out these highs right here, okay? Around, what is this, 16,010, 16,009, somewhere right there. But look, what I'm looking for at that point, once it breaks the area of structure, is a pullback. That's supply and demand style trading. Price pulls back, okay? I'm looking for an area where there is a demand zone, where there's aggressive buying at, right here to the upside. Coming out of this area right here, just swing to the upside, price break structure, okay? There is a imbalance or gap resting right here. Pulls back, all right? Once it pulls back to the zone, now this is off the 4 range chart, okay, guys? This is not the 12 range. Off the 4 range chart, this trade was inspired by the 4 range chart, okay? I wasn't even looking at the 12 range chart, okay? And price pulls back to this area right here, okay? I entered long around 16,004 or 16,003, right before that. And I was aiming for price to do what? Come up here and fill these areas of imbalance or gaps right here. Now, what you can do also is to look to your left-hand side of your chart. If you see something that price or areas that's above this area here, you have to look to your left side of your chart, outside of this area here, to see are there additional areas of gaps or imbalances, or even areas of buy stops which are equal to liquidity where the market may be trying to aim as well. But this is right before, prior to the market opening up, about a half an hour or two, and I was just looking to scalp the NASDAQ real quick. So I got in here at 6,000, say 3, and I got out because I was aiming for price to fill in these imbalances. I think I took my first contract out here and the second one right here. I was just scalping, guys, you know, for a few quick points there off the NASDAQ, and look what it did. This is strictly a demand zone setup, okay? Price comes back to the area right here, demand area. Imbalance or gap, price, like I told you before, has to come back and fill those areas. So these are just a few trades that I took. You know, I think I took one or two additional trades that I posted over in Discord. I'm not going to go into each and every one of them, but I just wanted to show you that it's possible to make money trading supply and demand, okay? You just have to religiously watch the videos, follow the content. You know, if you got questions about certain things, you can reach out to me. But also, we have a great community of members that also trade similar to the way I trade and have, you know, grasp and understanding of how I trade by spending time watching the videos. You know, and I recommend you doing so. And you can reach out to them as well on the Discord community and join our Discord and ask questions, okay? That's what we're here for. Myself and those fellow members here that are part of the Discord, okay? If you really want to get the full breakdown of the trades of in detail of how, you know, basically as if you're sitting right next to me or virtually, you know, there on the YouTube channel itself, there's an opportunity to join because people ask me all the time. I get DMs all the time and comments and questions. How can I become an elite member? They're interested because the fact is they know for $6.99 a month. Yes, I didn't say $699. I said $6.99. You get the trade breakdowns, the full-on, in-depth thought process of what I'm thinking leading up to a trade and why I took that trade. I break it down so you can grasp an elementary understanding of my trades, okay? Highly recommend it. If you don't believe me, again, come over to the Discord and ask individuals. How has becoming an elite member for $6.99 a month, $6.99, not $699, $6.99, which is basically, you probably spend more than that in a price of a cup of coffee a day, all right? Or your beverage of choice. If you don't believe me, come over to our Discord, okay? There are plenty of community members that have dropped comments and said it is invaluable when it comes to the amount of information that you've learned for that small fee, okay? But it's just a way that by me, it's a tier-based program. You can do so and join by simply clicking on the join button or link, which I think is next to the subscribe button, anywhere on any video across the channel here, okay? Join. Click on that. You will see two tiers pop up. The one that says Elite Membership, if you click on that, subscribe to it for $6.99, you get the trade breakdowns, you get the emojis, you get the badges, you get the priority reply to comments, okay? And you get the links or to videos that I put together a playlist of videos that I think are highly informational videos that you should definitely watch that kind of address and go into detail about my trading style and how I trade. So for $6.99 a month, I recommend it, okay? And if you don't believe me, you have questions, then ask individuals on Discord. So I'm not here to tell you to do so or not do so. It's up to you. But, you know, it is what it is, okay? But that's all I have for you guys today. I just want to cover some content today. I'll let you know some things that I do not do in my own personal trading, and as well as go over some of these trades today, okay? Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, I appreciate all the positivity. I appreciate everyone who's a loyal supporter and member here on the Future Trading with Mike channel. And, you know, we're all about, you know, profiting at the same time, becoming educated and learning each and every day so we can continue to grow as traders and, you know, trade like the big dogs out there. Take care.